What's up, freaks? Would you rather be completely ripped and jacked but only live to 65, or just look average like you never stepped foot in a gym and you live to 100 plus? So
take me out at 65, my guy.
So it's you die early but you look muscular and fit, however you want to choose, or you live much longer but look like a freaking schlub.
We're asking this question to men and women from all walks of life, from special forces and law enforcement to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts and professional Muay Thai fighters and entrepreneurs in general, bodybuilders. We're going to be asking this question: would you rather be jacked and live to 65, or just look average, what we call meh, and live to 100 plus? And this is also purely cosmetic. Strength, conditioning does not matter. It's purely cosmetic.
Stay tuned for the end to see what the final results are for these two choices of would you rather. And then in the very end, we will give our final personal choices and decisions, what we chose. We'll see you in the end. Let's get to it. You are ripped, or when we say ripped, it means you get to choose your body. You get to literally chisel as an artist to draw exactly how you want to look, and you're going to die at 65, or just look average, meh, a little sloppy, no one looks like you ever stepped in the gym, but you're going to live to 100.
Take me out at 65, my guy. Like, let me look good the rest of my life.
You're broke. Well, you're broke anyway. So who wants to be broke for another 35 years? Like,
right?
take me out.
So
take me out of my
in my coffin, right? They're like, damn, that dude's yoked. You know what I mean? That motherfucker, he left it all out there. At least I know I lived a life fulfilled of just putting it out there and getting after it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So Ruben wants to look good in his casket, in his coffin. And he also picked in previous ones. Sometimes he's like to tie something together. If you've watched the previous episodes, if you haven't watched them, go watch them. He's picked ripped.
Oh, no. He's picked ripped for 3 of them and meh for 1.
He's picked which one?
The massive strength.
Of course, massive strength. Everyone picked that. That one doesn't even count. So he's picked ripped for everyone. So he's dying at 65. He's broke, and he's short, right? So he picked all. Picked all the downsides.
And he's also a vegan.
And a vegan.
Oh, dear.
No wonder I'd want to die at 65 too if I was a freaking vegan.
No wonder.
But he'll
die looking good.
But he'll be ripped. So he chose ripped and dying at 65. And he's Mr. Ripped so far, I guess.
You just chose a specific age range for this next question. When are you turning 65?
In May.
Oh.
Okay.
This may not work, but still 65, see what happens.
Would you rather be ripped, but you live until 65, you die on your 65th birthday, or would you rather be meh, that same meh, but you live to 100?
I don't want to die. So I'm living to 100.
Taking the 100 and the meh body. So it's interesting. Some of them you choose the look over the other thing, and some of you choose the other thing over the look.
You'd be no choice.
You'd be dead in like a week.
I'll tell you something. I did a lot of crazy things to develop the self-defense system I did. And I live in like constant pain, mobility, nerve pain, shit like that. Because for like 20, 30 years when I was doing our scenario stuff, I said, you can't warm up in a street fight. So I would never warm up. I'd let my students warm up. But if we did stuff scenario, and it just really took its toll on my body. So it's gotten pretty intense the last couple of years, the pain I'm in. And so I realized, man, if I had what would you tell your younger self? Or what would you do different? Shit, I go, well, nothing, because I've built this whole life based on those experiences. But I would go back now that I know what I know, and I'd have done mobility, stability.
Tell that dumbass to stretch once in a while.
I'd be stretching and all that. So, health is wealth, man. And it's so important.
Awesome. All right.
Would you rather be
That's
ripped
stepping on your shoes
and live to 65? Or you're that same meh look, but you live to 100.
Yeah, no, that's easy. I'd be 65 would be right around the corner. That'd be I'm in the.
You're gone in a week or two.
We asked Tony the same question, and guess what he chose?
Tony who?
Tony Blauer.
And what did he say?
Yes.
He had to take life. He's 65 right now. I mean, he'd be checking out tomorrow.
In a week, he'd be a goner.
No, and Tony wants to live his life. He got more to do.
So Kenny wants to be in a long game. He wants to have experienced life. Like, look around us. Move it. If the camera, again, this time has permission to move the camera a little bit. We're out here in the middle of Death Valley in the sand dunes, and this is where we're shooting this episode. I didn't mean look around that much. Jeez, I can't even find where did she go with the camera? Oh, there it is. We have to keep finding the camera. She's doing a photo shoot instead of holding the camera for us, but Kenny wants to live life. He wants to do stuff like this. Why die at 65? On top of that, he'd be gone in like a couple of years. He's like 62, I think. And
also Tony, he would legit be dead in like 2 months.
A week or two. I think he's now, like he's about to turn 65 and shit. He's just getting started.
Would you rather be ripped, like completely shredded, but you live to 65, or that same meh body, but you live to 100?
You're dying on your 65th birthday, but you're jacked.
But if I have the math body,
you live to 100.
100
but
plus.
I'm not like fat and broken down. I just
It's like
like
that dude
like
that looks like he
that.
never stepped foot in a gym. Not fat, no whatever, but just
I want to be there as long as possible for my kids, so I'm going to take the math body. I'm reluctant to say that, but I got to be there for Andrew and Post.
we took the same one. He told me that I should take the jacked one. He's like, no, you can't be out of shape. Take the jacked 65. I said, all right, but that means I'm like, oh, I'll be dead in like 5 years. He's like, no, then do the 100. I'll do the 65, you do the 100. So if he did the 65 and I did 100,
2 years before.
he would die before me if he chose that route.
I don't even want to hear that. Yeah.
Would you rather be ripped and live to 65, like you die at 65,
Okay.
or you're that same meh, but you live to 100?
Ooh, that one is tough. I actually would rather live to 100.
And that meh?
In a
Looking
meh.
like just a schlub of a woman walking
Well,
around.
I love history and I love seeing the evolution of life. And so I'm like really intrigued by that. And so, yeah, I think I want to see what happens in a 100-year span.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. How about this one? Ripped and you're gonna die at 65. You know that. So you're ripped, jacked, but you know you're dead at 65. Or just regular, meh. We like to say meh, just there.
Yeah.
And you live to 100, 110. You live longer.
I'm 65.
He's just going all out ripped.
Good.
All out ripped. All right.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't. Also, like if I'm at 100 and I'm in a wheelchair, that's not a good quality of life. I'd rather die f***ing peak, and be good with it.
I like it. I was leaning. I haven't even answered these all myself completely. Like that one, I was kind of twisted on. I couldn't figure it out. So he told me that, oh, you should take ripped in 65. I'm like, that means I'm gonna die in like 5 years. I'm old as face. He's like, no, never mind. Just take the 100 because I don't want you to die yet.
You're okay.
All right.
And then we have Byron, who said he wants to die at his peak. He wants to be taken out when he's at the top of the world.
There's a little something to that.
Yeah.
Only as in like, not to be taken out of the world, but to stop doing what you're doing.
Like there's your prime, and then there's like, all right, I'm done.
Like Mike Tyson, was just fought a few weeks ago. He's 58 years old, and it was like not a great showing, but he still did it, but he shouldn't be doing it. But then again, it's for $20 million. Shit, I'll do that I'll do that at 90 years old for $20 million. I'll get punched in the head. I'll let someone punch me out of my freaking wheelchair for $20 million. Like, hell yeah, why not? But there's fighter, who was it? Khabib, the Russian or wherever he's from, Kazakhstan or something. He retired. He was undefeated. Rocky Marciano was undefeated when he retired. Now we're playing him in the undisputed game. Imagine you get to the level you're at. And so Mike Tyson didn't retire. He kind of retired and unretired, then came back and doing this. And I can't really see Mike Tyson being a real strong strategic coach for someone, like grooming someone in their career or managing someone in their career. Khabib in the UFC, he retired in like his 30s, undefeated in MMA, never lost, never had a couple of semi, not even close fights, dominated, and said, peace out, I'm done, I'm out. And he retired and never came back.
At his peak.
At his peak, because he still wanted to be able to be in the game, and now he's bringing up all these future champions. He's training them and coaching them. And I had a similar conversation with a coaching client of mine. He's like the heir to the throne of his family's business. And his father, like people too much say they have a family business. They say, all right, when are you going to step down and pass the torch on to your son or whatever? And people say, well, I'm not. Well, I'm still able and I'm still capable to running the business. So I'm going to keep doing it until I'm not able to do it anymore. If they
and by the time he's not able to do it, he won't even be able to teach it.
He won't be able to ease in the next person coming in and take it over. He'll probably even resist it and be so out of it like you start losing it. You're like, no, I still have it. You don't even know you don't have it anymore because you got to the point where you are losing it. You're maybe unhealthy. You're going to doctors. Exactly. Go out at your peak so you could coach the future champion up and go right alongside them for a couple years at your peak. Imagine that, 2 of you at your peak while you're then passing the throne down. Like that's probably, if I'm going to go out at peak, it's for that reason. I'm not going out. Like these guys want to go out at peak. Like why go out at peak? I'll go out at peak so I can lift up the people around. But I guess I just hinted at maybe my answer there, but that's all right. We kind of usually give it away on our way. You could tell by our tone of what we answer.
So you're gonna choose rip to 65?
Huh?
You're gonna choose rip to 65?
Did you not were you not in this conversation in these last like 5 minutes?
How many times did you say out?
Out. I'm going out, but not out.
Would you rather be completely ripped and shredded, but you live to 65, you die on your 65th birthday? Or would you rather have that same mad look, but you live to 100?
Just a schlub, but you live to 100 plus.
Like right now, same look or less than this?
What?
Like would I just look mad right now?
You're not I'm talking about like you look like you never stepped foot in a gym. You know, just
Like-
those noodle arms and just flat, no chest.
Yeah,
but
no biceps, no nothing.
just
You know, at this point, that would give me a solid like 43 years, 40 years. So I would go rip to 65 and just make the most of the time I got.
How old are you?
27.
Holy
You're 27?
freaking young as hell.
I
So
never
you're going
knew
rip
that.
to 65.
Rip to 65, fast and hard.
Oh
Let's do it.
wow.
Oh, wow.
We haven't had many. We had only a few that did that, but it's been split. Probably 30% picked that.
Evelyn, I cannot believe you just said that. You gotta give yourself a little bit of credit. You asked us what mad looks like, and you pointed at yourself.
He said kind of like I think because he has this high standard. He has such
Very
high
high
goals and high standards that he wants to get so much even better than he is. But definitely not meh. He's definitely not meh already. What was his answer? What did he?
He chose rip to 65.
So ripped in 65. That's an interesting one. I don't know about that one, but yeah. And so I think we usually, the way we respond to some of these people, it kind of, as we go into our answers at the end, I think usually you know what our answer is going to be on most of them. Some of them we've gone back and forth, but some we make it pretty clear, I think, what our answers are. Hard one.
Would you rather be ripped, like completely shredded and ripped, but you die at 65 years old, or you're that same like meh?
Kind of schlubby, out of shape. People see you just look like nothing. You look like an average
You're just
nobody,
there,
meh.
but
That's
you
why the
live
word.
to 100.
But you live to 100 or even beyond.
But if I'm just meh, can I ruck a mountain? I mean, how good
This
my
is all
quality
about
of
look.
life
It's
is.
just about, we're just talking about the look. The rest of the stuff is up. The conditioning might get more and stronger. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the looks, man. I'm not about vanity. So I'd rather live longer and still be able to ruck a mountain halfway decent than I would be ripped and in shape.
Hell yeah, it's totally
I'm not
different.
about
When we
vanity.
first did this question, I was telling him to choose ripped in 65, but then I realized he'd be dead in like 10 years.
I'm like, I'm old as hell. I'll be dead.
So
He's
like-
like, wait a minute. You'll be, no, never mind. Do the 100. Do the 100 now.
And then
I'm like, you want me to be a schlub now?
And then I would do the 65, but then we did the math and we realized that I would die before he would.
Holy shit.
If he did
Yeah,
the
'cause
65
I'm
and ripped, and I did the 100, he
yeah.
would die 2 years before me or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not about the vanity, man. I'd rather be able to climb that mountain halfway decent.
Hell yeah. Awesome. All right. So Matt Ortiz has a question for every one of them. He's like I guess it's a jujitsu, like always thinking and strategy and like playing a chess master. He's got a question to
Is it
clarify.
kettlebell free weight?
But I guess that makes it gives him a good answer. I usually like his answers. They're pretty good answers. I think most of them. I might have
And
very
the first thing he thought of, like we asked him the question, he asked, if I'm mad, can I ruck a mountain?
Can I ruck a mountain? Like, that's your first thought, as if you could still ruck a mountain if you still
Like-
have the strength to ruck. Because this is all just looks aside. This is all
And he
right?
also talked about longevity and the same
I mean, just
thing.
looks, not looks aside. This is
Yeah.
just looks.
Yeah, so purely looks.
What about longevity?
How he wants to be there for the long game. And then also in the previous question, he also talked about the massive strength of man. He also talked about longevity.
That's Mr. Matt. He's like a giver.
He's chosen
a
Matt
savage
now for
servant. He's like
every
the
single question.
He's the perfect example of a savage servant. Just a pure killer.
willing to give himself
pure
up.
killer, but just out to help everyone else out. All right, you ripped and you ripped again. You choose whatever body, that perfect body, ripped. And you live to 65, you know you're gonna die on your 65th birthday, or just look average, that regular meh body, and live to 100 plus.
Live to 100 plus. All day.
So it's
Really?
weird. You took the body for the money over the money, but you took the longevity over the body.
Boom.
Got it. I don't think we've had that combination yet. Someone taking one and then the other, maybe. I'm not sure. But you're ripped and look however you want, but you're only going to live to 65. You're going to die on your 65th birthday. Or you're back to that just looking average, regular, but you're going to live to 100 and plus.
100 plus. I got too much shit to do. 65 is
Quick
not gonna-
answer. Quick answer.
People are choosing.
There's too much to do.
I got enough years.
At 65, you still have a whole lifetime, most people, 40 years to go.
Especially when you have kids and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
He originally said that I should choose 65, you're ripped. And I'm like,
But then it'll be the same story for me.
if I choose 100 and he chooses 65, he would die before me.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And there we have it. A whopping 7-3. 7 people
7
chose.
Mez?
Yep, 7 people chose.
That might be the first time Meh was the winner.
No, Meh chose last.
Without us
won
breaking the
last
tie.
one. And then
The height one did just because I think I picked it. No, but you picked ripped, didn't you?
Yeah, height people the Meh.
Okay, so Meh has won before.
Wait.
So Meh has won. But this look at the answers. It's
No, Meh didn't win for the height. Meh didn't win for the height. And then Millionaire was a tie for both.
And then we broke the tie though. But before our answers.
Yeah.
So this is the first one that Meh is winning. That the average looking man won.
So that means
So if you start thinking
longevity
about this is telling you
and
like
age is more important than looks.
and then especially if you added in health into it, might change it a little bit. But this is without health. So yeah, this is if you just take these questions and you take each one of them and you pick the pieces out for each one, it's basically giving you like the perfect ideal life. You see, all right, I want this from option A and this from option B. Okay, put them together and go out and fucking do it. Instead of just like, obviously the questions are just for fun. You don't really have to sacrifice one for the other.
Sometimes
you
they
can
seem
have the
very
best of both
serious
worlds.
about their answers.
Yeah,
Sometimes they do.
sometimes too serious, but you can have the best of both worlds if you want to. It's telling you, all right, here's my ideal on this side, here's my ideal on this side. This is the perfect life. And then you take all these questions from all these episodes and you take all your perfect, all right, I want to be tall, I want to be ripped, I want to be healthy, I don't want to be a fucking vegan, I want to live to 100, I want to be successful, rich. What am I missing? Did I get everything? Live a long time, lift weights, and combine it all together. There's your perfect ideal life. We're literally given the blueprint for an ideal life. If you really break down deep, like the deep level of all these Would You Rather episodes, it's breaking down like the ideal avatar of a human, of a fulfilled, successful freaking human.
And now for our final answers.
Why did you say it like this? Like you're, I don't know, in like a voiceover in a kung fu movie.
This one was one of the questions that I went back and forth so many times, but I think 65, I don't know, it seems kind of young, you know? So I think I'm gonna choose the Meh to 100.
You're gonna be meh. Mid, your brother's gonna be meh. He's gonna be she said he already is.
Well, that's me. Let's go race.
Let's go race. I'm going meh also. I gotta live a longer life. And then you could say, all right, why would I want to be all old and weak and whatever? I'm just not gonna let myself because you're meh.
I'm just not gonna let myself.
It's not health. It's not health. If this was health involved also, like you were meh and took on the health properties of meh, I might take 65. Then I could see it. 65. But just looks only? But why would you want to even live? If you're unhealthy, you're going to have heart problems and diabetes and can't even move if you're just a schlub.
Dang, it's really bad then.
Maybe if it was the other way, or if health was, but looks only, hell no, I'm playing the long game. I'll be healthy. I'll be out here doing these sand dunes when I'm 100 years old. Mark my words. 100 years old, so that's how many years from now? We're gonna climb these sand dunes. You may have to leave me out here and bury me out here in the sand dunes.
Oh no.
But I'm gonna hike these sand dunes at 100 years old.
So put your comments down below on what you would choose. Do you want the longevity and just look like an average schlub? Or would you rather be ripped and just die at 65?
Don't steal my word, schlub. That's my word. It's offensive.
Stop me.
And it's offensive. You're gonna go down this sand dune.
No, I won't.
Yeah. You wanna bet?
I have my mic on. I have my mic on.